going to be fun. Okay, you guys are now being recorded.
Oop. Okay, so I am super new to teaching this class. I actually went through all of my bold stuff over the weekend from 2012, just to kind of give me an idea of what I was going to be teaching, as well as going through the slides that Renee sent me, which I realized she was going to be putting those on her screen. So, Elaine, are you going to be sharing the slides? Okay, I guess not. So my name's Julie Stacey. I've been a realtor since 2010. I've been with Keller Williams since 2011. And I did take a couple year break when my daughter took ill. When I rejoined, I joined a team and he moved us to Coldwell Banker. So I was at Coldwell Banker for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And that situation did not work out so well. So I came back to Keller Williams. My license has been hanging over in the Bascom office for the past year and a half. And I actually just moved it over to Santa Cruz. So I'm fully now at Santa Cruz office as well as at the front desk, which you Santa Cruz agents have probably gotten emails from me. Do we have anyone new? It's hard to see over on my computer. Oh, did Elaine mute everyone? Can you guys unmute yourselves or no?
Yeah, I can hear.
Can you hear me?
I can
So-
speak if I want to.
Julie, the newest person I think is iPhone guy. I keep forgetting his name, but iPhone guy, and Eric's new.
Miguel,
We can hear you.
I'm actually onboarding right now. I think I'll be on this week, by this week.
Okay,
Hey, Miguel.
great. Which office? Was that Santa Cruz?
Santa Cruz, yes.
Oh, perfect.
Miguel, you said you were submitting an offer a few days ago. Did that get accepted?
Actually, the seller actually accepted another offer the same day, the same morning. So
Too bad.
also, and then I was also kind of waiting on the lender, to get the pre-approval. So it didn't quite
Sure.
work out yet, but we're still on it.
All right.
That's awesome. Anybody else? Awesome. So we're learning about setting goals. Yes, Garrett, you were definitely like a microphone or ampliphone.
The Wizard of Oz has spoken.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and see if I can share my screen. So this is actually my instructor one. I don't know. So I guess let's start with talking about goals. Do you guys have goals? Those that have been in the industry for maybe 6 months. Have you guys set goals? And what do those look like? If you don't mind sharing. Gina? Oh, you're muted.
I said, well, there's lots of goals I've set. Like in particular, what are you regarding?
Any business goals? Like, do you have a a certain dollar amount you want to reach? Do you have a certain number of contacts that you want to add?
Maybe I should. That's why I'm here.
Okay,
I don't
that's
necessarily have.
honest. I love it.
Yeah, I'm just, it's just so much, to learn and to do, and there's so many thousand things to do. And so yeah, I've got goals, but to attain them, I need some help.
Okay, do we have goals written down?
No,
Or are they just kind of floating around?
floating around.
Okay. Anybody else have goals that are written down or just kind of floating around in their head?
Mhm.
Levi's got a piece of paper. Are those written down, Levi? Is that what I was seeing?
Yeah, hi, Julie. Yeah, so I'm being pretty careful about not overcommitting. Mine are pretty simple. As I go through this Ignite course, I am definitely putting in 10 contacts per day. I definitely see the value of having 200 semi-complete contacts by the end of a month. And so that's one goal that I've got written down. Another, I'm trying to take it easy on myself. I don't want to plan on closing anything more than just one deal in 2021, which probably doesn't fit with how aggressive the company wants to be with me. But I need to set, and I know you're supposed to set goals that are a reach or a stretch, but as I'm realizing there is so much to learn here, that I want to get my foundation as good as possible, which I haven't written a goal for that, to have a really good, suitable foundation, because I am so new, right? So that's my goals.
Okay. Anyone else have any goals? If you're just getting started, what is your thoughts? What do you think would be, how many deals? We're 3-4 months away from the new year. How many deals do you want to do by then?
I would like to do 3 deals by the end of the year. Personally, that's a goal that I've set for myself.
Okay, and how long have you been in the business, Julia?
I've been with Keller Williams since May.
Since May, okay.
Mhm.
Perfect. Anyone else? Garrett, Eric, Candace? Nobody
Hi,
wants to
good
do any
morning.
business?
I do.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. I've been with Keller Williams since last July, but I didn't get my license. I was with the Keller Williams before I got my license, and then a few months later I got it. But I also happened to have a baby during that time, so yeah, I'm just trying to get all my goals back on track. One of the short-term, easy goals that I've been trying to really focus on is building my database. So making sure that it's as complete as it possibly can be for everybody that's currently in my phone book in my phone, which is about 400 people. So it's been a task, but it's very satisfying. So that's what I've been working on the last few weeks, and then also just some other individual stuff with Renee off of the productivity tracker.
Perfect. And how many hours a day would you say that you're putting into your database of those 400 contacts?
When I first started out, I was just doing the 10 a day that was recommended, and that didn't take very long. I would say maybe 45 minutes just to even research their birthday on Facebook, or even deep diving and doing a little bit of extra stuff and trying to find their email address, which I was successfully able to find several times. So that was exciting.
Yeah,
I would say less than an hour.
Okay. So less than an hour. And have you gotten any movement from those less than an hour, 5 days a week, let's say?
So I was doing it a lot more consistently about a week or two ago, and it's really interesting what they say about your sphere of influence, because I reached out to, I don't know, about 40 people, and of those 40 people, I had 3 people who had a real estate transaction in the last year. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, I just cheated myself out of however many dollars because these are people that I know really well.
Yes. That is a big aha. I've had that myself where I've had friends and family. I would, in 1 year, in my sphere, my family, I had 10 transactions that went without my help. And I was like, holy moly, that is in California. How much money, guys?
100,000.
That's a
Oh
lot
my
of
gosh,
money.
that's a lot.
And it just made me realize like, oh my gosh, my database is suffering and I am now the secret agent. All of those people would call me and ask for help, but then they didn't actually use me. They would ask for advice. Oh, I'm thinking of selling my house. What do you think about that? So I would spend my time and I would do a ton of research, but I wasn't following up. So setting goals and following them are crucial to having a successful business. And I am just as guilty of still doing that. You get busy, you add your things, you do really, really well for 2 weeks, and then you're like, oh, man, this just came up. I got to do this. I'll do that later. I'll do that later. Later never comes, right? So now we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days piled up to do later. And how many contacts is that now that you're supposed to sit down and do in 1 day? So setting those goals and writing them in Sharpie, they can't be erased. That is part of the time blocking. That's part of the setting the goals and actually sticking with them. Anybody that's been around the office, you'll see on my desk, I have my calendar. And I literally write everything down, what I have to do. And I sit there and I check it off. I don't leave until it's all done because it's not going to happen once I leave. So making sure you set your goals that you can actually do is number one. Finding those goals becomes, what's that? So how are you guys lead generating with your goals in mind? Is anybody lead generating? Are we doing open houses? How are you adding to your database?
Personally, open houses, Op City, reaching out to my sphere of influence. I'm going to start going through my social media platform counts and adding all of them into my databases as well and reaching out that way. Farming. Those are the avenues that I'm going personally.
Julia, I have a question. So you mentioned Op City. How it works for you? Because I get always leads, but everyone, it's not pre-approved and everyone has only 10K budget. They always say, oh, we want to buy cash in the Bay Area with 10K
Yeah.
or 20K. And I'm like, it sounds like it's just sending leads to, like, it seems like they're
Anybody.
fake people. I don't know. Does that sound for you the same or?
I will tell you, when you first sign up for the platform, I've barely been probably doing it for maybe a month. The leads that you'll get, you just kind of get whatever comes in because the system itself is vetting you on your performance. So they're vetting you on how fast you accept the leads, if you follow up, how you communicate with them. It's grading you on several different metrics, and then it's going to use that to gauge when you get access to certain quality of leads. So yes, in the beginning, I get those too. I still get those. I pick and choose which ones I want. So obviously, like, oh no, you can't buy anything in the Bay Area for 60K. Like, it's just not going to happen. So I personally don't accept a lead like that. I have accepted one time. And I will tell you, I did meet that client in person. It was a mobile home purchase or transaction. She was at the very beginning of her stages of looking. It wasn't for her because most of them don't understand that there's space rent involved, but she's in school to be an RN. So she's now added to my database. And I actually have, she was very nice. Now we have a relationship. Other than that, I have 2 other mobile home purchases right now. One, I have a contract ready to go. We're just waiting on we're just waiting for the lender. And the second woman, she needs to be in her new home by October 15th, which she just barely told me. But she's working with the lender too. I will tell you, they were not pre-approved right out the gate, but I didn't let that be a reason why I didn't continue to work with them and establish that relationship, because you never know what's going to come of it. So if I were you, I would, you kind of get a preview, right, of the lead that comes through. It's a purchase for this amount. They're pre-qualified. They're not pre-qualified. If that amount doesn't necessarily seem realistic for this area, pass on it if you want to.
Yes, and I keep asking them, like to meet, and they don't want to meet. They just want to go and look for homes, or they just send me, whatever homes, and they send me like $1 million homes, but their budget is not even. And I'm like, do I even spend my time working with them, or what do I do in that situation? I don't want to turn my back on them, and I keep following, but I never get a response from them, and I keep calling and emailing and nothing, and then like, oh, I want to see that home, and I'm trying to call the seller agent. I'm trying to do things. I'm trying to set up an appointment, and then they just don't answer, and I'm just wasting my time. And I thought to just give up on Up City because it really does not work for me. More than a month is just like waste of time, and I don't really get good leads. So that's why I wanted to ask another agents how they feel about this app.
Yeah, I mean, I've also gotten leads that I don't even think that they fully understood what was happening when they got transferred to me. And in that case, I worked it for a week or 2. I check in with them weekly. If I feel like it's the point where I'm constantly putting in a lot of effort and I'm not, I mean, you kind of get a sense when you're working with the client. Are they willing? Are they able? Is this a serious thing? I just release them back to Op City. I just make sure for my purposes, I document on their app. Hey, I reached out to client on this day, no response. Hey, went to coordinate appointment, with this property. And then finally I'll say, okay, client is no longer responding, to my attempts to contact them, releasing back to Op City. That's what I would do. If I were you, do you work Santa Clara County?
Hey guys, we got to move on here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Tatiana,
okay.
I'm going to put my contact information in the chat. Feel free to reach out to me individually.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so going back to our goals, where do you want to go with your goals? What is your motivation and how are you going to get there?
Money is my motivation, and I set goals for 2020. I didn't even get close by, which is really disappointing in me. But when I criticize myself, I think I didn't do the real work, like lead generating. Only thing I do is Facebook posts, answering people's questions. People approach to me from Bay Area Turkish community, and they are like all over Pleasanton, Dublin. I cannot go there. So it turns out, yes, I get leads, but I cannot do business with them. They are out of my reach. I realized that. And I also realized that there are Turkish people coming to Santa Cruz and buying houses, not with me, with a random realtors like that. I don't know.
So those leads that are out of your reach, as you say, are you referring them?
No, some people I got, I am getting pre-approved them, and they are looking for Dublin, Pleasanton area, Turkish family, husband and wife. And then another Turkish family, husband is German, bought a home for 1.3 million right here in Live Oak. I didn't know back then. That triggered me. I need to do not promotion, but posting and nurturing for my Turkish community in Bay Area to get some business. I realized that. But other than that, I don't do any lead generation. I did postcards because I did 4 transactions, and I am Rookie of the Year for 2019. Postcards didn't bring me anything back. Not any business. They didn't bring me any leads in the areas I did business. And my goals for this year, you were asking for last 3 months. I will be happy if I can do one deal is on escrow right now, another deal. So 1.5 deal, if I can do before 2021 ends.
Okay. Now, what makes a goal matter? Our whole purpose today is setting goals that matter. What would make a goal matter?
Definitely out of comfort zone.
Okay.
And high sets, aim high. It's one of the Keller Williams idiom, I call it. Aim high and do the work. And what I realize also, when I think about my business, I criticize myself too much, and that brings me down. I think I need to use more positive language, and who knows me well, they always tell me, you sound like you're always talking about what you cannot do or what you don't do. Tell me, what do you do? Like, what I do for my business is weekly updates, Facebook posts. And last week with this Ignite, I realized that I gotta put in shape my database, like D2DT, what is that? D2DT, like that, and then smart plans for my database. I screw up on the smart plans because I don't have Twilio account. Most of my smart plans went underwater because system doesn't text itself without Twilio account. That's another thing I learned. So I think I'm gonna make my own smart plans and put everybody on my database to the smart plan.
Okay.
I think that counts as a plan, goal, to-do list.
So I would have that as steps to get to your goal. So what we're going to do is uncover what is your big goal, because those are steps to get to a goal, but not actually your goal. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. So who we are and where we want to go determine what we do and what we accomplish. Does anyone know where that quote is from? It's the one thing. It's a book that Gary Keller and Jay Papasan wrote about how to structure your life to achieve your goals. So we're going to be taking a few of the principles from the one thing, but I highly recommend. It's been quite a while since I read it. I was looking on my bookshelf for it, and it's not there. So I myself am going to pick it up again and read it. Oh, goodness.
What was the question? Say it again, please.
So The One Thing by Gary Keller. Have you read that book?
I did not. It's also in my to-do list. There are so many books to read, for God's sake.
I agree. So did you guys hear the quote I read? Who we are and where we want to go determine what we do and what we accomplish.
Can you write it down on chat, please?
I know, I'm so sorry that I could not share my screen. I tried, I was texting Elaine, but she's muted me.
All right, it's all right.
So it's important to set the goals, because the opposite of this quote is also true. What you do and what you accomplish determines who you are and where you go. If your activities don't have a guiding goal, you'll likely be very busy and not have a lot to show for it. Does that make sense?
It does.
So you can be working towards your goal, doing a lot of busy work, but you're so focused on one of these little tiny goals that you're not actually producing anything because you're too busy making all the Facebook posts, or too busy doing all your input in your database all in one day. And you're so focused on putting, let's say 700 people in your database that you forget to do all the other activities to get to your big goal.
Yes.
So the mission of Keller Williams is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. And none of these things can just happen. So setting goals that matter means we have to put in the work that matters, right? When our work matters, we tend to do more of it, and then we do it well. I really wish I could share my screen.
Hey, Julie,
Yeah.
you're the host. You can just click on that.
No, she put it so I can't.
But she said she made it so that you could. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe because you didn't enter.
Oh, it's working
from-
now. She
Okay.
fixed it.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. Sorry, give me a second. She saw my cry for help. Okay, let's see. Hey, can you guys see that? Yay, okay. Whew. I was getting a little stressed out there. Okay, now I've got to have my little cheat sheet on my phone. Okay, so here is the big life. Here, I wanted to show you, I'm going to go back a little bit so you guys could see that quote. I know May wanted to write it down. You good, May?
Yep, let me write it down. I like that word.
Or snap it on your phone or take a screenshot real quick.
Oh yeah, that's also idea. Got it.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna scroll. Okay, my big life. So as I was saying, this person wants to make $364,000 this year. So you put it in the sphere. You put that right in the middle of your page. And then you put 5 boxes going around. And those are your reasons why you want to make your big why. So Sarah and Hunter, they want to get through school debt-free for $120,000. That's this person's kids. She wants to pay off her mortgage for her parents. She wants to donate $5,000 to the cat habitat. Perhaps she wants to take a vacation. Maybe she needs to buy a new car or some new clothes. So figuring out your big why is key. Does anyone have a big why? And it might not be monetary, right? It could be, gosh, it could be anything. Mine personally isn't monetary. So originally, back in 2012, when I did my big why, my big life, it was to be debt-free in a year, to have a second kid, to pay cash for everything. So my husband didn't have to work so hard. So I didn't actually have a physical 6-figure number that I was after. I was happy to do 1 transaction every quarter. Back then, that was quite a bit, you know, when the average house price was about $400,000. For me, for our family, that worked well. And I'm not saying having a 6-figure number is wrong by any means. I mean, that looks delightful if you ask me. Does anyone have any goals they can share?
Well, I did. I can share.
Yeah.
I
Does anyone
do
have
like
something that's not a monetary goal or?
no, it's a monetary goal. Am I like echoing?
A little bit.
What can I do to prevent that?
Are Are you sitting near, I don't know where you are. Are you at the
I am-
office?
No, I am in my living room at
Oh.
home and there's no sound other than me. Anyway, I did for 2021 $100,000 sale in gross income. Didn't turn out even half of it, not even quarter of it, maybe quarter of it. Anyway, and again, my mistakes was focusing on passive work rather than active work, like
So
literally.
you're doing busy work.
Yeah, literally calling, lead generating, like my database, calling people one by one and keeping touch with them. I did not do that, but I did open houses, I did follow-ups, I did Facebook posts, not Facebook advertisements. I did not do that. And I didn't do any advertisement other than postcards. Yeah.
Okay,
That
so
was my goal, like 100K.
so let's think about this. So let's take this 364 and let's put 100K into it. What would be your 5 boxes
For
that would go
100K?
around that?
For 100K, pay off my car, pay off my credit card.
So debt free, that's 1 box, right? Become
Yeah,
debt free.
And make about like 4K per month, which is about 50K. Yeah, there's 100. 100K over there, right over there.
Okay, so you only have 2 boxes. You just want to become debt free and make
4K per month.
Okay, but why is making 4K per month? What is your goal behind that?
Just paying my own expenses and not being a hassle for my husband.
Okay.
So
Anybody
like
else
more
have any-
independence.
More,
Like
yeah, my
independence,
goal
mhm.
was being independent, and this is my 2nd year in business, so I didn't want to go too hard on myself, and that 100K gross income was gonna bring me that, but I didn't do gross income 100K, so I still have car payments going on, but I got refinanced though.
Well, for me, Julie, like I know you were asking earlier about non-financial goals. And for myself, one of the things that I realized about real estate is there is such a ability to make a lot of money in a short period of time. And one of the things that I would like to do in the long term is to really start my own nonprofit and to build something where I can do some work in my community. That really speaks to me. I think that would be one of my boxes for the reasons why I would want to do business, is to really give back to the community. It's been a goal of mine, I think, my whole life. I just think maybe I didn't realize it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So now that I'm coming into real estate and I'm recognizing, wow, I'm really comfortable in service spaces like volunteerism. And I mean, I have a long history and a long record of that. And going along with, marketing and talking to people is one of the things that I've done is I've gone back to spaces that I'm comfortable in and let people know that I'm a real estate agent and let the conversation happen a little bit more naturally. I'm a little bit more, I won't just go out and necessarily and say, hey, I'm a real estate agent, just ask you for your name. But when I started getting into those spaces where I was more comfortable, it became more naturally for me. Another box I would say would be just providing for my family to have a comfortable life. There isn't necessarily a dollar number, but I also don't want to pay for college for my son when he gets to be of age. So I'd like to have college savings for him, something set aside so that he doesn't have to worry and I don't have to worry later. I guess those are my 2 major goals I can think of right now off the top of my head.
Perfect. Those are great goals. Gina, or I can't see, sorry, the link. Anyone else? have anything to share? Eric, Garrett, Levi?
Share. Oh, I'm so
Go
sorry.
ahead. No,
ahead,
you go
Levi.
first. No, you please.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna tack on to what Candace was saying too. Community involvement is a big piece of my business. So being able to contribute to local schools is really a mission of my business through every home that I'm able to sell personally as a listing agent, and also building generational wealth within my family, because that's never been something we've been able to do to this point. And being able to retire my husband so he's not the sole provider, that's not on his shoulders. He's able to have more options and make more choices with his career. I would say those are my main driving factors.
Those are great. Levi, did you?
Yeah. So I guess the center goal on mine would just kind of to be to stay engaged, academically engaged, or just to stay engaged so that my mind doesn't drift, because that happens. I also want to, I say, help or mentor others. I also want flex time when I need it. I want to focus on community, like the others were saying also. So yeah, mine is more just staying plugged in, right?
Okay. Sorry, I can't see everyone at one time, so I don't know everyone's names. Anyone else want to share before we scroll? So the dollar, our commission, right? Does everyone understand the way the commissions work? Especially to the newer agents that haven't done any deals yet? Oop. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. Let me scroll back down. Anyone? No? Everyone understands the money, where our commission goes? Perfect. Thought maybe everyone was gone. So let's say you want to have your net income.
No, I am here. I am
Oh.
here, but I want to say one thing. Do you remember I was telling about 100K? When you
Yes.
say about where the commission goes, 60% goes to coaching, Keller Williams, Opcity, whatever. That's what happened to me in my first year. 75% of my commission went out of window. And after that, I still had to pay for tax.
Yes.
So for example, if it's 100K gross income, it is actually about like $30,000-$40,000.
Correct.
Because 36% goes to KW, and then you pay your productivity coach. And then if you are working with the Opcity, that's a killer, because it's another 35% off of your commission. So do your math when you set a goal. And I
Yes.
was okay with 30-40K. I was okay. I would be happy with that. But even though it did not happen, little depressing, but I'm all right.
Okay, so let's say your net income goal is 100,000. The company dollar is 30,000. You have business expenses of 50,000. That right? That's all of your marketing. It's all of your office fees, other than the 30,000 cap, right? You might have your cell phone plan on there, your internet plan, your car, whatever your business expenses are. So you're going to take all three of those and add them together. to get your total GCI of 180,000. Now you divide that by 12 because there's 12 months in a year, right? So your average GCI is 9,000. How many transactions do you have to do to make that? This is saying 20. So 20 transactions to make your net income of 100,000. And that means you actually have to have a total GCI of 180,000 in order to bring home 100,000. Does that make sense, Meg? Because I know this is kind of what your number was.
Yes, I am trying to write down that A, B, C, D, E. What's the your average GCI?
I'm sorry, I forgot. I don't know. Oh, here. Is that better?
Okay. 9K annual transaction.
Your average GCI is, there'd be 12 of those, right?
Can you go a little bit up, please?
Up. Sorry, I gotta move the people's. Tell me when. I don't know.
Let's stop. Oh, average sale price 300. Okay, this is for some
Yes.
other area. Can you get a little bit down? 27K, and then franchise royalty 3,000 or 6,000?
Where are you at?
One up, please. 3K.
Well, that's the 30,000. The market center. So they have it, the company dollar of 27,000.
So this is for some other marketplace, maybe north, maybe south, maybe.
Yeah, it's probably, this is just, it's not exact, right, for our market center.
No.
But basically what you're aiming at is the 100,000 right here. You want to bring home 100,000. So you actually need to have a target of 180,000 in order to net.
And in our area, to make 180K, it's about 6 transactions.
Correct. This is an average of 300, right?
So 6 transactions, when you look at it, it's not really difficult to make it. Hey, people, do you guys hear me? 6 transactions in a year in our area is not a big deal. We are gonna make it in our maybe like 2nd, 3rd, 4th year. We are gonna make it. First year, first goal is, I think, one transaction, right?
Shoot, why would you? No, you don't want to limit yourself, right?
But no, like at least in your first 12 months, that's what Keller Williams expects. I did 3, knock on the wood, but that was it. Like I needed to keep going.
Yeah, no, I mean, personally, I would take that 1 and add 6 to it. That first year.
Yeah.
Once you get that momentum going, it is so, I'm not going to say easy, but when you have the momentum, once you get that first deal, you have such an excitement that you just keep going. It's like running a marathon and you don't want to stop. So basically this was, when I first started, these were kind of the numbers. So our average, we were just, 2011, the market crashed. There was REOs everywhere, short sales. It was such a, it was a difficult time to get buyers into contract then as well. You know, things were so cheap. The investors were coming in and just buying up everything. They would pay cash for a $300,000 house. You had to wait for a short sale. You would get into contract and you would have to wait sometimes 90 to 120 days before you actually got paid. So these were the numbers we were kind of dealing with. So those back then, you know, it was difficult. You know, if you had an investor, it was amazing. You were like just dripping in money. If you did not, It's kind of like how it is now. You have to do, they would get 20 offers for this REO. So the times have changed, the money has changed, but setting your goals and following them, it's still the same, right? So if I had my goals, which I set them too low. If you don't set them high enough, you're going to hit a ceiling. And then what? You're like, oh, I accomplished all my goals. I'm done. So you need to find goals that are big enough that you're not going to hit the ceiling in 5 years, right? That big why, it needs to keep growing and growing, not staying the same year after year. When you have done 6, 7, 8, maybe you're doing 15 transactions a year, which is doable, by the way. So you really think about your why. Think about that dollar amount. And then once you have that dollar amount, you have to figure out how many transactions do I need to do every year, and then break that down by month. Once you break that down by month, you need to then go through and see how many contacts do I need to add to my database to get me to that one transaction? How many open houses do I need to do? How many calls do I need to make? How many no's do I need to hear before I finally get that yes? Does that make sense? Anyone?
It does.
Yes, it does make sense.
Okay. So once you have that big goal, you're going to go into command. Everyone's relatively familiar with commands?
Somehow, yes.
Yes.
Somehow. Okay, so you're going to go into command. It's in the reports icon on the left-hand side of the page. You're going to, at the top of the page, you're going to click goals. And then you're going to set your goals. And then you click get started. And you're going to get these little graphs. Personally, I'm very visual, so I love graphs. I love color. I want to know how much green do I need to make, and I want to see it start ticking down every transaction. Is anyone else like that? They like to see visual graphs of it?
Yes, I'm a very visual person. I didn't realize you could put your goals within. There was that capability to integrate that in the command like that. It's really
I
neat.
didn't either, to tell you the truth. I'm still getting used to command. We had a different program a few years ago, so command is still a little new to me. I'm trying to find there's so much it can do that it's a little overwhelming for me. So I have to look through it little by little.
So, hey, Julie. So we were looking at command with Patty on Friday, and I had to ask her if Kelly was still working, because on the command, like if you're going, onto your contacts, for some reason, the Kelly thing is not working right now, but it might work in this part of the module or whatever, but it wasn't working over in the, in the contact part.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look at that when I get into the office. Does anyone have anything to add? Anything you've learned in the past hour almost?
So I did send you guys a quick deal. In the company that I was with before, it was more organizational goals, but it was always the BHAG, and big, hairy, audacious goals. And that was to set goals that you yourself didn't even think you could achieve. Intentionally do that, because even if you don't achieve them, it makes you strive a lot harder. So that was kind of the thing there.
Have you guys seen this, that 20% of your effort equals 80% of your results?
Yes, and I try to remind myself all the time when I'm framing my goals for the week.
Perfect. Have you guys heard of the big rocks? Have you done that experiment?
I did, yes. That's Pam's biggest analogy.
I love this, and I wish, you know, in our day-to-day life, we get so caught up in everything, right? That I used to have this sitting on my counter. I would take you would take your mason jar, for those who haven't done this before. You take your mason jar and you take 6 big rocks and you put them in the jar. You put those first. Those are your pillars, right? Those 6 rocks are your pillars, whether it has to do with family or money or the health. Those 6 things are the things are number 1 on your list. Then you take your small pebbles. These are your busy activities, right? Then you take your sand. You pour the sand in, and those are the fillers. Now, if you were to do all of that first, you would take your sand, your fillers, you would take your pebbles, would those 6 big rocks fit in? The 6 things that you need to do to create your best life, would those fit in your jar after you put all of those other things in?
No.
So taking care of your 6 big pillars first is your must do. I encourage all of you to do it. It's super fun. It's fun for the family if you have young kids. You know, anytime you can bring sand in the house, it's a big deal, right? Can somebody read this after I move you out of the way?
Sure. What is the one thing you can do right now that would make everything else easier or unnecessary?
Anyone? What is one thing you can do right now?
Grow your database. Reach out to your people.
Okay.
Recognize that yesterday doesn't matter.
Okay. Anyone else?
Lead generate, obviously.
Yes.
But when you say lead generate, it's like super general. So what is your lead generation style? There are many different ways of lead generating. What is your style? What is your way?
For me?
No, like generally, I think that saying
Sorry.
is discovering your style of lead generation. That's what you need to discover. Like, what is your type of lead generation? What is your style, perfect style? Like, you feel comfortable, you don't feel you are working, but you are still doing the work.
Well, there's lots of different ways to lead generate, though. There's not just one.
That's what I am saying.
Yeah.
That's totally what I am saying.
So what
What
are you
is
saying?
your style? What is
I mean-
your lead generation type?
Well, I think
I
you
think
have
what
to
May
try
is
all of
saying
them.
is,
You have to try all of them. You don't have to just stick with one,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
because
Exactly,
if
you have to have at least 3-leg business, which means 3 different types of lead generation that holds your business. But what is the main road of your lead generation type? Like, can be cold calling, circle calling, door knocking, Facebook posts, Facebook ads, or like any social, like any media ads. Like, what is your type?
Personally, any type of lead generation that's going to actually result in some kind of income production. That's where I would start, because there's
Yes.
many types of lead generation that you can do, but a lot of them are passive and you're not going to get any type of immediate return. I think you really need to focus in on what's going to lead to income and start with that. Those are the most important ones.
Exactly. And that can be different person to person.
It totally is. I think one question that you need to ask is, what are you uncomfortable doing?
Exactly. What is your main way to do business that you feel comfortable and you are still working doing business, but you don't feel doing it because it comes natural to you.
You know what Bill Pipe says, and this is from Bold. He says, what you're uncomfortable doing, that's where your success happens.
Yep.
So for me,
It's
I was
true.
scared to call my database. As I've already told you guys, you know, I lost out on so much money. I didn't want to do FSBOs or expired listings. Oh my gosh, what if they told me no and they were mean? It's totally true, right? We don't want to call somebody knowing that they very well might just hang up on me and call me some like nasty name or something, right? I mean, I'm not calling about a car warranty, which is good. So, I mean, maybe you want to call the FSBOs or you want to call the expireds and you want to say, hey, this isn't about your car warranty. I'm actually calling because of X, Y, and Z. Did you see the house that's down the street? I know
I like
that
that
your house
lead-in.
expired, right? Asking for referrals. For me, I don't ask for help ever. It was a sign of weakness I was taught. And so asking for referrals is so hard, but oh my gosh, it's so easy. And how awesome is it to just say, hey, by the way, if you have any friends at preschool that are looking for to buy a house in the area, I've got a great one coming on the market. Even if you don't have a house coming on the market, ask somebody in the office, hey, can I advertise your listing? They're going to say yes, it's free advertisement, right? Just make sure to ask first. Door knocking. I gotta say, that was one of my favorites. Super
Really?
uncomfortable. I
That's
did it with a
interesting.
partner because I think that doing things safe, especially in today's world, means doing things in multiples. Heck, I even brought my kids with me. They were babies at the time, so they were in their stroller, their wagon, and I would pull them around the neighborhoods. I gotta say, homeowners loved it. So get out there, do what's making you uncomfortable and get comfortable doing it. I'm speaking as much to myself as I am to you guys, trust me.
I'll have an honest moment. Door knocking intimidates me personally, but it is on my list of things I will be doing before the, this last quarter, especially within my neighborhood. I just need to get over it and go for it. So I
Grab a
appreciate your little
friend.
spiel on that. Yeah, I'm actually going to be bringing another agent within my office to do it. There's really no
Perfect.
reason why I should not want to do it. I do it. I don't want to do it because I don't like when people come to my door. But
Yes.
so many people are so different than I am. And as I've started to do different techniques and just reach out to people, I've started to realize that a lot more, that I can't let that be a reason why I don't do something. So
That's
thank you
your
for that.
limiting belief, right? I don't want somebody coming to my door. Why would I want to go to theirs?
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm like, oh, I don't like when people call me. Like, I want them to text
Yeah, exactly.
me.
Exactly. But
Phone.
people do love when you call. I've noticed that. And it's so interesting.
Yeah, they do love it. Anyone else have any?
I was just gonna say to Julia and to everybody, yesterday I went to a bunch of open houses yesterday, just introducing myself to the people that were hosting the open house. But then when I got home, I was still dressed like I was going out doing business. I had a bag of groceries with me, and I took a card over to a family that was doing a lemonade stand. And do I need to come up a little bit? Am I too quiet now? I turned myself down so that
Oh, perfect.
All
I
right,
forgot you guys can see my screen.
Yeah, I took a card to a family that was doing a lemonade stand. So what I'm thinking is it doesn't necessarily have to be like knocking on someone's door and interrupting their day. If you go out and see people that are out and about, talk to them then. Talk to them when they're already out in their front yard. They're already, showing that they're they're being a part of the community. If you're, it was right down the street from my house. I said, I live right over there. I've got to get this tilapia in the fridge, but here's my card. If you know anybody that is thinking of buying or selling, don't hesitate to give me a call. And I think that for me, finding ways to interact with people when they're already outside of their house is going to be way easier than me showing up and knocking on your door. So that was just
You mentioned something. You mentioned how you felt successful because of the way you were dressed. Does anyone else ever feel like that? I know I do personally.
Yes, I would say so.
I love dressing up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And do
You
people
need
ever
to
say,
definitely present yourself the way that you want people to think of you, you know?
yeah. So dressing for success. You want to dress at how successful your big why is. If you have your big why of $300,000, you dress for $300,000, right? Because if we're not dressing for $300,000 and we're walking around in our Uggs and our yoga pants door knocking, are people gonna take you as serious? I mean, maybe in Santa Cruz they might, but just kidding. Just kidding.
It has, I would say it has a huge psychological, you don't even realize it, but it has a huge psychological impact on you. And we used to tell everybody, like in academia, before you take a test, make sure that, you look like you're going to get a B, or you look like you're going to get an A, and it helps a lot.
It's your psyche, right? No, I'm not telling you guys to go buy $5,000 Armani suits or not, but buy one piece that makes you feel successful.
Absolutely.
Start adding to that wardrobe, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's like an express blazer. Not that I'm wearing it today, but when I am doing my open houses, when I used to door knock, my husband even says, he's like, you were so on it back then. How do we get you to that spot again? And I was all, well, first of all, I'm not in my 20s anymore. So there's that. And I don't have 2 little kids in my little stroller, right? But I was walking around neighborhoods in high heels, door knocking in my express blazer, because that's how I felt. I felt like I was a successful realtor, but also I was a mommy. So I still had to do those things. So dressing for success, whether it's a pair of shoes, a jacket, a shirt, a new tie, I recommend adding one piece to your wardrobes when you can that make you feel successful, that make you feel your big why. I can guarantee it'll help you get to that big why.
I agree. It only takes like one outfit that will make your business outlook for like open house, for like buyer's representation or listing presentation. I have one blue shirt that has shoulders open, but has also arms, it's like trendy these days. That shirt brought me good luck, I think, with my listing presentation, that I got the listing. Like first listing presentation, I got the listing and I did the business. So when I have any like sort of important business meeting for myself, I put that shirt on, because I know I will, like my mimics, my gests, my talking will be different.
Definitely. Have you guys seen this 411? I'm sure Renee's gone over. How many of you are using this 411?
Oh, I have the 411, and I'll tell you, it's a journey learning it and really understanding how it works, and then how you update it accordingly. It does seem like a great tool. I just redid it again for like the second time, barely. But I had Elaine actually sat down with me and really spoke with me about how it is a living document. It's not something that you do once. And I think that really helped me understand how I can utilize that to track my goals and then update them and, strategize around my progress when life happens and I'm not able to complete a certain goal a certain day.
Yeah, for sure. It's a moving, right? You have your annual goal, your big why for the 12 months, for the year, right? Our big why is more than just 1 year. But sometimes it can fluctuate a little bit for the year. things happen. I mean, as we all know, we just kind of go day by day these days. Does anyone else have the 411 or using it? Have used it, tried it?
I did try to use it, no, I haven't been, consistent about it. So I cannot say I got any benefit or not. I cannot say that because, I mean, I wasn't on it, honestly. You have to be really keep doing it for weeks, for months to see comparable, how did you do and how you didn't do,
Mhm.
So
some
Julie,
data, that's data collecting basically.
on the 411, I just felt like it was the same every week. So I just
See,
don't
that's
understand
how
the
I felt
repetition.
too.
It's like,
That's how I felt too,
same.
Gina.
It's the
But
same.
but it actually does help if you
Yeah.
get it explained to you correctly. Yeah, I feel like there should be a class, honestly,
Then
just
I need
around the
help 'cause-
411.
Yeah,
Because
I've been given this
otherwise-
one. Yeah, when I started, and I'm like, I don't get anything out of it, so I just don't do it.
That's exactly how I felt. And then when I spoke with Elaine, and then she told me it does help you understand your progress. And then just trust me, it is useful. And this is coming from somebody who I thought exactly like you were saying. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. It doesn't change. But
Yeah.
maybe there needs to be a class just on
Maybe I'll
that.
try it again.
You can definitely get a class going. I can talk with Elaine and arrange that for sure.
It's
That
really
would help.
confusing, Julie. Yeah, because what happens is you start, Renee says, send me your 411. And it's like, okay, what the hell is that?
Yeah,
it would
every
be
week
nice to
you'd be
have
like,
it,
what?
yeah, because it means, so many things are thrown at you at once and it's fine.
Okay,
But,
let me tell you the secret. If you don't put 411 on your weekly scheduling, it's not gonna happen. So right now, while you guys speak, I am putting that 411 on my every Monday, 10:30. I'm gonna do my 411.
That's a good idea.
So put on your schedule. If it's not on your schedule, on your calendar, that's not gonna happen. And I felt same way too. It's same thing.
Yeah.
But when you close a transaction, or when you write an offer that week, and you get into escrow, you get acceptance, or like you get a listing, that's something. That's an action. It's called action goal worksheet. When you get an action, it's really something.
I would add, if I could, that your goals are going to look the same week to week if they're not very specific. So you can almost think of it like unique to-dos that you need to get through as a goal versus a generic goal.
So for example, to Levy's example, your weekly goal is one right offer for Levy Haight to get accepted. That's specific goal for client, like write client's name.
Oh, yeah.
So here's what we did, like in bold. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but where are we? Oh, it's all backwards. So for me, I love lists. I have everything down on a piece of paper. Jose and Elaine know if it's not written down, it's not going to happen.
Yep.
Right. So I have a spreadsheet, which I haven't done in a long time, I'll be honest, but now I'm kind of motivated to do it again. I would put days worked, my goal, and then the reality. So let's say my goal was to work 3 days. You check yourself. Did I actually work 3 days, or did I only do 2? Record it. If it's not down, it didn't happen. How many hours did I spend calling? My goal is 5 hours a week. Okay.
Okay.
Did that happen? Contacts made. How many contacts? Either via phone or in person. Appointments made for listings. My goal, let's say 2. How many did I actually get? Appointments gone on for the listings. Listing contracts signed. Under contract, escrows pending. You could put open houses on there. You want to make sure that you're not spending all your time creating flyers, that you're missing out on all the business that the other agents are out getting. right? So having them, I need specific goals, just like I told you guys. So under like the week 1, week 2, that's where you can track how many days worked, how many appointments, how many phone calls. Make them specific so they're attainable. Does that make sense?
Yes.
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 And remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. So it says that you're supposed to have an exercise. I know we're running super late because I couldn't get on the Zoom. But accountable people achieve results others can only dream of. Keep yourself accountable. Have an accountability partner.
That's powerful.
We do it for workouts, right? Why not in business? I'm just going to kind of scroll through this. This is all ahas. So goals to set your career on fire. 10 contacts added, 10 conversions a day. Who's doing handwritten notes? And if you're not, why aren't you? How awesome is it to go to the mailbox and you get your pile of bills? What do you look through? How exciting is it to get a card? Super exciting. I love looking through my mail to see if I have a handwritten card instead of a Comcast bill or something. Home
I do write
previews.
them. I do write them. Let me turn my volume down. I do write handwritten notes. I used to do cold calling, like I would say religiously, like maybe 2 months straight every day. And then I was writing my handwritten notes. Nobody got back to me. And I did it for my neighborhood and I made friends. And I was about to do circle cold calling for my neighborhood. And then Mike Sibilia came up and said, don't do cold calling, just don't do it. And then I stopped doing it because I got so scared to pay $43,000 cold calling bill, fine. And then I met with the other agents, not from Keller Williams, here in town. And they were like, are you kidding me? Cold calling means real estate. This business is all about cold calling. And then I was like, I'm not going to listen to my broker. But I still didn't get back on my routine because I think I still have fear of what my Sibilia was saying, you know, like it's expensive, don't do it. I need to break that chain and get back to it because that's what I used to do before I start real estate, before I came to United States. I was charging $15,000 over the phone with the mail order system. Phone calling, phone sales is my thing. But I just need to break that chain. You know, I still have fear of that $43,000. It's my nightmare.
Maybe there's a way too that you can do it to where you could scrub the DNC. I was cold calling as well. Starting out.
Say it again.
I was saying, maybe there's a way that you can wean back into it by scrubbing the DNC list.
That's what I was doing anyway. But
Yeah.
Renee and Elaine, when I came back from Istanbul last month, I went to do a meeting in the office, and first thing they say, even Moja screwed up.
Oh, yeah.
Even they messed it up. Their do not call list scrubs. And I got so scared of it. And then after weeks, after I started to doing broker tours, all other agents, they are doing it. Why I am not, that's something I'm really good at.
Yeah, definitely. You should talk to Mike about it and see if there's a responsible way of doing it to keep you safe. And
I think there's no other way other than trusting Mojo to scrub their list. There's the only way. I was thinking about looking some other dialers, speed dialers, but nobody else is not talking about anything else. I don't know anything else.
I used RedX back in the day, but we could talk about it sometime too if you'd like.
I would love that, Jose.
I just pulled up donotcall.gov, the Federal Trade Commission, and you can just put the phone number. I know this doesn't help with speed dialers, but if you have the phone number in front of you, you can load it into donotcall.gov, and it should tell you if they're on the list. So as far as like, protecting yourself, that
Yeah.
might be an easy way.
We
Peace
do
of
have
mind
the
for you, May.
updated,
Definitely.
we do have the updated list for San Jose and Santa Cruz in Linktree.
Oh,
So
you
that-
know
that
what?
is
That
there.
list is not good list. You have to scroll down to find the number.
You have to, well, yes. We didn't do all the work.
I would do the do
Just
not, I
provided
would
the
do the
list.
do not call list, May, for your peace of mind. The do not call list, just double check right before you're gonna call and make sure they're
Yeah,
not in there.
exactly.
And if they're not, go for it.
So just moving on really quick so we can wrap up for you guys. Scripts, how many are using them?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. As a doctor has to learn the anatomy of patients, think about the script as an anatomy of real estate. You don't want to be saying the arm is the leg, right? So learn the script, and then you can control your conversations that you're having. Once some of you are able to do open houses, it's really fun to kind of role play as people come in. And I was even talking to Jose about this the other day, where to see if a script actually works. So I'll do open houses and I'll go off script. And hey, how's it going? I'll just wing it for a few people and see what kind of engagement I get. And then I'll use my script for the next few people and see what kind of engagement I get. It's amazing to see how well they actually work. You sound really funny, you feel funny saying it, but once it becomes memory, it's just second nature. And then you kind of tweak some of them to make your style. So as May was just saying, compliance with do not call. Don't call people that don't want to be called. It's very expensive. Does anyone have any questions? These are just little practice things, which if you had an actual in-person class, we could do. Any aha moments? Any like, oh, I really need to do X, Y, and Z?
Can I have a question?
Of course.
Yeah, in the open house, when someone put their number in the, the sheets that we provide, so for the contact information, I mean, so we can call those people or still we have to check, for the do not call?
No, they gave you their number. So
Yeah.
that's not cold calling, that's warm calling.
Okay.
They came to your open house, they gave you their number.
Okay.
Yeah, you could definitely call them.
Great, thank you.
Anyone else?
Just to Zara too, I just wanted to tell you, when you do call to follow up on the open house leads, they love to hear from you. That's been my experience. It's almost kind of like a care call. So definitely reach out to them and just let them know you're following up to make sure that, to see how their property search was going, if there was any other information or resources you could provide. I've gotten such great feedback lately from by doing that.
Okay, thank you, Julia.
And then as Pam or Renee, I can't even remember which night class it was, add those people to your database. Find their email if they didn't give it to you. Find their birthday. Go to True People Search. Send them a birthday card. Hey, it was really nice to meet you card. Then put your business card in it. There you go. Contact added to your database.
Does anybody do like that? My understanding is not many people writing handwritten cards, right? Everybody go say yes or no. Come on, some response.
I'm not doing it, but I will start doing it because I like receiving a handwritten card in the mail, and I'm gonna do it. I think it's a very personal touch.
We gain one person. Who else? Who else is doing or not doing?
Yeah,
I will do it. It's a challenge adding everything in, as you go along and you learn new things. I definitely want to add it like Julia does. I think it's important.
Okay.
One of my goals as well.
Okay.
You
So
guys want handwritten.com if you guys don't like your writing. I like mine, but I also like to keep it really consistent. But handwritten.com, I think it's like $4 a card. It's kind of pricey, but yeah.
so it's me, Jose, and Julia, right? Only doing handwritten cards, huh?
I do them.
Personally, when I receive things like that in my mail, I don't even look at them. I throw them right away. I don't know. This is how I am, and I know a bunch of people who do the same. I mentioned
You
many
throw
times
away
I
like a
was
birthday card?
I throw them. I
Wow.
don't know. I don't look into them. Or this you know, like real estate cards or flyers or stuff like that. I
No,
don't
no, no,
even
no.
look at them.
Cards.
No, we are talking about cards inside the envelope, handwritten for your name and
You
for your
open
home
them
address.
and I see, okay, whatever, and I just throw them away. I work
Okay.
as a resident manager, and so many people bringing me all this is like, oh, I don't need that. How do I get rid of them? And I know a bunch of people who don't love them, and I don't feel comfortable doing it because I actually don't like them when I
Okay.
receive. So I don't know. I'm a little bit skeptical about that.
Okay.
It goes back to what Julie was saying about how I was saying I don't door knock because I don't like people coming to my door, but there's actually a lot of people who are fine with people coming to their door. And I love receiving, excuse me, a handwritten note, and I will open it every time. And I will
Yes,
look at
correct.
who it's from, and I
Yeah.
will remember that
I
personally.
agree with that. So we have one person out of 14 who doesn't like handwritten notes. So it's 1 in 14. It's less than 1 in 10. So there's a good chance, like if you write 10 cards, 9 people will open it and
Well,
read
I'm
it.
saying that from perspective because I'm in that business and I know how it works. Like
Yes.
we send bunch of them to everyone.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking from this side because
Uh-huh.
you know, I know I'm one of 1,000 people who receive
Yeah.
that. So whatever, she probably doesn't even know who I am.
And that is great because it's good to hear for us to see hear the other side, Tatiana. I really appreciate it. The reason I ask this because when I write handwritten cards, I put my business card and I put sticker on it. It says I love referrals. So that
That's so
means
cute.
I am thanking them to taking my cold call or coming to my open house or whatever. It is the event I was connected with them. I am thanking them. And then I say, please send me a referral. I love referrals with the sticker on it. And my card is attached to sticker. And that sticker is like $4 in Amazon.
So I do these. I'm a Brian Buffini. So I do my marketing mailers. Every month I get these cards, and they're different cards for every season. You know, there's the fall one's a bike with a little basket. Then I also go to the dollar store. I get cheap dollar, really nice cards. So I just have a stash of them.
What's up, man?
And then you send them. You know what else you can do? You could take your business card, find a local business, and see if you guys can partner up. Ask them for a coupon code that you could put on the back of your business card. And now your business card has become money, right? So they're going to have your business card in their wallet, in their purse. They're going to take it to Starbucks or whatever. Now they're handing it off to somebody else.
That's
But
a
they're going to
good idea.
remember that name that gave me $5 off of Baskin Robbins or whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. I love that suggestion.
It's an item of value. Your card has become valuable and now it's changed hands. So somebody else has now seen your card. That was something I used to do. I really need to get back on it. Wow.
Yeah, you got some good ideas,
Jeez.
Julie.
Got this, Julie.
And did someone reach out to you when you
Yes.
did that?
Yes.
How many people?
Well, when I did it, that was back in about 2014. I don't really recall. I probably have results somewhere. I probably added maybe 10 people to my actual database. You can also do it on marketing flyers. Just team up with other local companies. You guys are helping each other. It works. Everyone loves free money, right?
Yeah, definitely. Especially, well, at least for me in my business, I really want to hone in on a certain area and become a community
expert.
builder. And exactly. And if you're bringing in a coupon code from a local business, you're just
Yes.
showing how you're tied into so many different areas. I love it. That's a great idea,
And
Julie.
put how you are supporting those small businesses. Don't go to one of the big chain places. Find a little local shop that needs your support just as much as you need theirs.
So
Julie?
tell me the idea again. I couldn't quite understand the concept. Come from the beginning. What did you do? How did you do? How my card can become a value, become a money?
So put a coupon code or a QR code, talk to a local business, get a code, put it on the back of your business card, and then your business card has now become money. So they're carrying your business card around in their purse. Maybe it's in there for a week or so. What if they happen to talk to somebody that is looking to buy or sell and they're like, oh, I just got this card and it even has a coupon on it. And they either hand it off to that person or they take that coupon and go to the flower shop, the Santa Cruz flower shop, and they turn it in. So now your item of value is your business card and they are handing it to other people for you.
So you mean, for example, coffee shop.
Yeah, coffee shop.
My business card, and there's a QR code in the back. And then when the cashier reads the QR code, it's like $2 discount immediately applies for it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever deal you work out with that business, right?
Okay,
It's
so
a
is it
coupon.
like one time or it's like multiple time? One time thing. It should
It's
be.
a one time.
Yeah. Otherwise,
So they're
I
handing
would
your
be paying
card.
a lot of $2 to that coffee shop.
Well, it's the coupon that the coffee shop is willing to go into business essentially with you. They're doing cross marketing, right? So you're helping out this small business. Now you can promote how you help and support small businesses as well.
There you go. There it is. Think of it, May, too,
Got
like a small pizza shop. Maybe they give you a coupon code valid for you're sending out marketing for the month of September.
Or bring this card in for a free
off.
slice of pizza, or whatever you work out with that small shop.
So I should not be paying for that promotion for,
Oh, no.
for that $2
No.
or free pizza or whatever.
No. You need to go find a small shop that's willing
customers
to give you a coupon for your customers. Right?
Okay,
like
so
on the back of your Safeway receipt, there's like $5 off a $25 purchase, that big 5.
Yes.
So find a shop that's willing to do that,
So
and then promote it.
Let's make a brainstorming. Let's say I found a coffee shop in Santa Cruz, QR code in my business card. I do cold calling and I tell my quote unquote neighbors or whatever cold calling neighborhood I am doing it. And I offer them, hey, I have a coupon for $2 for this coffee shop. And I like to send it to you. Can I have your address? Can I send you a text? Please reply to me back. So I will have their written consent for do not call registry or do not mail registry. I need to get something back from that. That's what Mark Svilia was talking about. So I will text you right after this phone call. And if you text back to me, I can send you this and you can get a free coffee on me.
Yeah.
I will have their cell phone
You'll have their
number.
consent for contact information, and you're providing them an item of value.
Yes, that's what free marketing. I love it.
Yeah, super easy. You just go in business with somebody, right? You can, like my monthly mailers, I used to do coupons for one of my friends owned a HVAC company. They would do a free filter with an inspection. So you put that on your flyer. So you're getting them business as well, in hopes that you're trading business, which then goes to your big why, right?
I had a question on just general guidelines, again, being so new. So what I saw you using, Julie, there was a non-KW branded card. And so my general question is, do most people use a non-branded, just generic dollar store card? And then the second part of the question is, and is it usually like in an envelope so that you can toss a business card in there, or do you sometimes just send, your typical, wish you were here 3x5 card without the envelope? Two-part question.
Okay, so card wise, yes, I use Dollar Store. I use Brian Buffini. I really like to do the, like it's fall, right? It's harvest time. Go get some Dollar Store fall cards. Send those out. Yes, put your business card in it. And what was the third part of that question? No, I don't do 3x5 cards because personally I toss those.
Okay.
Just like Tatiana, I don't like postcards. I think that they're kind of cheesy. Unless you are in, I don't know, San Diego, and you're like, oh, I just picked up these business cards and it reminded me of you, or business cards, excuse me, postcards. I thought of you because of you mentioned you like shells. So if you send something like that, I'm okay with.
Well, and if I might also say that when I get like a 3x5, Dennis was nice enough to give me some cards here, but if I get a 3x5 in my mailbox, the first thing I do is I flip it over and I kind of try to see whether or not it's been handwritten or if it's Jose's, somebody else making handwriting. If I can see that somebody scratched on there with a pen, I'm like, oh, that's handwritten, that means something. But you're right. Yes. I mean, if I get the one that's, clearly been sent out from a shop, it's like, bing, gone.
Yeah, I like handwritten. It takes time. I do all of my monthly mailers. I sit here and handwrite them. I don't do labels. I just think that they're more apt to open it if it is handwritten and it looks like somebody put some effort and time into it. Anyone else have any questions or any things that any takeaways?
I just have a quick question. How many people do you mail to, Julie, for your monthly mailer?
So I do my sphere, my database. My database is small. I have 150 people in my actual database. And then the rest of my mailers, I'll show you an example real quick. So mine, sorry, they're not coming out. They are by Brian Buffini, which Renee does as well. So this one, it's a nice little double-sided sheet. This one is communicating with style. This was actually left over from August. And I have them branded with my information on them. And then there's a cover sheet that I always tailor for my specific database. And then with the leftover papers that I have, I send those out to my farm area. And I take them to my open houses. So not only are people leaving my open house with the property flyer, they are leaving the open house with my name on an item of value.
What was the guy named? Brian what?
Brian Buffini.
Is that a site where he designs all of those things, or
Yes.
is that okay?
So my understanding is it's something like Michael Lewis.
Kind of, yes.
Something
So
like
Brian Buffini is a coach.
Oh.
So I have his coaching services, and then I buy the marketing material.
Okay, how much do you pay for coaching?
I want to say it's like $250 a month. Excuse me, I gotta shut my window. somebody knocked a power pole down on our road yesterday, so the tractors are all here.
Okay, so $250 per month,
Mhm.
and you get service for what?
I have a weekly group. I have a weekly group coaching, and then I get all my marketing material.
And marketing material.
And I'm sure there's so much marketing on command. Personally, I just don't have the brain power to go through.
Yes.
I work 3 jobs and am now homeschooling my 7th grader and have a 3rd grader in public school at the moment.
God bless you.
It's just, so it's expensive. I don't recommend it for all the newer agents. I think that KW has so much new things to offer. Brian Buffini, I've had him forever, and so I just can't let him go.
Some sort of obsession, you sound like.
Yeah, I just, you know, when you find something that works, and he has really, really awesome material. But like I said, KW does as well. I haven't even had a moment to go through everything that is now in the My KW and the command and design and marketing.
Weekly group coaching, how many hours in a week?
An hour.
Okay.
So we meet via Zoom for like an hour on Thursdays.
How many people you get in, like 10 or 50?
Yeah, 10 currently.
Okay, because it makes difference, you know, if you are like group of 10 or group of 40 or group of 5, you know, it makes difference, I think. Okay.
Yeah.
I see your point. Yeah. Anybody doing any marketing or lead generation for the holiday time? I like to have some brainstorming about that. Some ideas. Throw at me, please.
If you're not, you're missing out on money.
Yeah, I am planning to do one thing. I think mason jar soups I will do probably. I am obsessed.
Sending out a recipe card?
Yes, with the recipe cards, and I am planning to make a label for my business, like Mayo Call Realty or Mayo Call Real Estate or something, DRE number, phone number, and email, and leave on Santa Cruz Street. Probably I will write to make it, you know, my neighborhood. And I don't know how many I will do, maybe like 30, 50, something like that. I did before wine charms, worked out great. I met with the neighbors close by me. I baked cookies, muffins, and what else I did? I baked banana bread in a jar. And that also went well. But any ideas? Any cheap, possibly?
I would love to continue this. I've got to wrap it up. I actually got to get into the office. So Jose's not doing my job.
Well, Julie, thank you very much. This has been great. And like having this, you know, like chatting with you, sort of, you know, two-way conversation. I like that.
Yeah, I'm always pretty much at the office 4 days a week. If anyone ever wants to stop by, I'm happy to do some role playing with you guys and doing some script and even bouncing ideas. So
I'm gonna have to go down there and visit you guys in Santa Cruz one day.
Yeah, come on down. We have fun.
Thank you, Julie. I appreciate it. You definitely gave some nuggets of gold. So we appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys.
Yes,
Have a
thank
nice day,
you.
Julie.
Bye now.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, Julie. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.